Baik, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you. We are good morning all. We are from group 6. Want to present our discussion about an error analysis of the thesis entitled Using Story Completion in Teaching Speaking to the Second Grade Students of SMAN 6 Sopeng by Rahmawana. And previously, the Honorable Mr. Satria Adi Pradana as our lecturer in error analysis course. Also my friends as the participants, and I hope we always in good condition all day. Before we start our discussion, let me introduce ourselves. My name is Fauzan Murah Pradana as the moderator, and my friends Ayu Aulia Sabita as the presenters. And let's start our discussion by saying Basmalah, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The first presenter will be presented by Ayu Aulia Sabita, and Ayu Aulia Sabita, times is yours.
Okay, thank you. Uh, now I wanna explain the definition of error. Error is a systematic deviation of the learners which can reorganize the learners. It means in writing is something that can be observed directly in learners' writing. Texts that have some errors are a natural thing that always arise in the process of learning a language. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, next is error and mistakes. Error in term is different between the mistake. The entrance and reconstructed version in error analysis propose four kinds: omission, addition, misinformation, and misordering. So what's the difference between error and mistake? Both terms overlap each other as they both refer to a wrong or incorrect action. For example, incorrect exam answer could be called both an error and a mistake. There are, however, significant differences. In most cases, a mistake is a decision that later turns out to be wrong. You might feel that you made the wrong choice or missed the outcome of your decision. Formal word and is generally used when the chosen action is compared to a set of rules. The action is considered to be wrong if it is different to the rules. Computers, of course, produce various errors when they are not working properly. This also got thinking about the English vocabulary words we use when we do something incorrectly. Okay, that's all my explanation. Thank you very much. Back to the moderator.
Okay, thank you Ayu Aulia Sabita. And the next presenter is presented by me. And next is I will explain about kinds of error. There is four kinds of error. The first is omission, addition, misinformation, and the last is misordering. And the first, I will explain the omission. Omission errors are the characteristic of the absence of, although our morpheme or word in the sentence is a potential candidate for omissions, some types of morpheme are untyped more than other. Omission of verb inflection, like example, she make fried chicken, but what is correct is she makes that she makes fried chicken. It's only used as in the suffix of the word. And next is addition. Addition errors are the opposite of omissions. Dia berbeda. They are characterized by the presence of an item which must not appear in a well-formed utterance. There are three types of the addition in errors. There are double marking. Double marking is many addition errors are more accurately described as the failure to the delete certain items. And next is regularization. Regularization errors that fall under the addition category are those in which a marker that is typically added to a linguistic items. And the last is simple addition. Simple addition is the double marking or regulation, not particular features characterize all addition errors that are the use of an item should not appear in well-formed utterance. And the third is misformation. Misformation errors are characterized by the use of wrong form in the morphemes or structure, while in omission errors, this is not supplied at all. Misformation errors is the something, although incorrect, they are have types of they have types of two, and they are regulation errors. It's mean that all number is misformation category in which a regular marker in used in place. And next is arch form. Arch form is the selection of one number of a class that form to represent others in the class and common characteristic of all stage of the second language. And the last is alternating forms. Alternating form is the vocabulary and grammar grow to use of the arts. Forms when gives way to appropriately vary the alternation of various members of the class. And the last is misordering. Misordering are characterized by the incorrect placement of a morpheme or utterance. This type of errors can be caused by the word-for-word translation of native language surface structure. For example, I don't know what is that here. And the learner misorders the word is. Word is and the well-formed sentence is I don't know what that is. Jadi dibalik. Jadi isnya yang di belakang. Oke, okay, next. Next slide. Okay, this is the analysis of error that we have analyzed. And the first is we found a sentence like the second number one. Harvey by state that speaking as the skill as the students will be judged uppermost in real life. This type error is omission. Why? Because word state, it must replace to states because the sentence is not past but is present. Jadi kalau kalimatnya Hornby dalam kurung tahun itu tidak menggunakan state atau bersufiks ed, tapi diganti dengan bersufiks s karena dia bersifat present. Kalaupun kalimatnya seperti ini, in 1995, Hornby stated, nah baru dia pakai akhiran s. Like the reconstructions, as you can see, Hornby 1995 states that speaking is the skill that the students will be judged uppermost in the real situations. Right. And the second example is that we found the sentence, besides that, they were also afraid to speak English in front of many people. It's addition because word peoples, it must be replaced people. Cause it's a regularization error which add the morpheme to the expressional word. Kenapa? Karena di sini people itu sudah termasuk jamak. Jadi tidak boleh lagi ditambah s. Kalau mau pakai s, dia harus menggunakan kata person, persons. Kalau people itu udah termasuk jamak. Jadi tidak usah lagi memakai s, itu addition. Berlebih. And as you can see, the reconstruction is beside that. They were also afraid to speak English in the front of many people, not using suffix s. And the third example is the difference of the previous findings with the research of the researcher. It's addition to, because word difference, it must replace the difference, because it is double marking which are required in some linguistic construction. Jadi difference itu kata sifat ya, berbeda. Jadi ini dia menggunakan alternative form untuk mengubahnya menjadi kata benda, dari kata sifat kata benda. Jadi ini salah ini. Salah structure. Tidak boleh tambah s, tapi kata tersebut berganti menjadi difference dengan suffix ence, not just s. As you can see the contraction, the difference of the previous findings with the research of the researcher. Okay, the next analyzing will be analyzed by
Okay. Next is number 4 is it can interested in language was essential. Typesnya addition. Why? Because word interested after the modal verb can doesn't appears to be in the correct form. jadi kata interested itu tidak cocok dengan verb can. It must refer to interest. So the reconstruction is it can interest in language was essential. Number 5 is story completion is one of the techniques that used to improve students' speak skill. This is type omission. Why? Because word speak, it appears that the sentence or clause use an incorrect form. It must replace to speaking. Jadi kata speak itu tidak cocok dengan word skill ya. Jadi harus diganti dengan speaking. So story completion is one of the techniques that used to improve students' speaking skill. The last is for this activity, a teacher starts to tell a story, but after a few sentences, he or she stops narrating. And types is omission because word stop doesn't seem to be this context because the letter P in the word stop it is only one. So consider replacing it with stop it with double P. So the reconstruction is for this activity, a teacher starts to tell a story, but after a few sentences, he or she stop it narrating. Okay, that's all.
Okay, thank you, Aulia
Back to the
Sabita.
moderator.
Here's our explanation about the story composition by analyze the error. If you guys have questions, you can ask or write in the chat box. Thank you for your attention. Okay, I think there's no question about our presentation, and let we close this meeting. Before we close our today's discussion, let we apologize if we have any mistake or anything else in our presentation or our PPT. And thank you for Mr. Adi, Mr. Satria Adi Pradana, also all the person nice attention. And let's close this meeting by reciting Hamdalah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. All right. Thank you. The last but not least, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi
Waalaikumsalam
Waalaikumsalam.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.